an example of how to calculate the distance between 2 points. Jacob will attend his swimming lessons. His house is located 10 kilometers east of ICTHS, and his swimming class 20 kilometers west of ICTHS. What is the total distance Jacob had to travel to go to his swimming lessons? Okay, to solve this, we need to, the formula for it is the absolute value of x plus y, with x is 10 kilometers and y is 20 kilometers. So add them both and you'll get the answer of 30 kilometers. That's all. This is how we solve for the distance between 2 points in a Cartesian coordinate plane. Using the distance formula, d equals square root of x sub 2 minus x sub 1 squared plus y sub 2 minus y sub 1 squared. The problem is, give the distance of Walter Mart, which is the point -2 and 3, to San Agustin Church, which is the point 7 and 8. Okay, d equals 7 minus -2 squared plus 8 minus 3 squared. The answer for this is 8 squared and 5 squared. Square the two terms, which you will get 64 and 25. The sum of it is 89. 89 is a prime number, so there's no need to square it. So that's the answer, 89. Distance equals 89. There.
Division of a line segment. Rene Descartes is lying down in his bed at 3 p.m. He looked at the ceiling, then he saw a fly. Then he wants to know the placement of the fly in his ceiling. Then he used a specific measuring unit and put it in his ceiling. After that, he finally knew the placement. But wait, there's more! Another fly came in the ceiling. But now, Rene Descartes wants to know the midpoint distance of the two flies in his ceiling. And Rene Descartes made a formula for x sub p and y sub p. For x sub p is mx sub 2 plus n x sub 1 over m plus n. And for y sub p is my sub 2 plus n y sub 1 over m plus n. So this is Rene Descartes' ceiling. And the first fly's placement in the ceiling is -3, -2, and fly B's placement is 2, 3. Rene Descartes concluded the midpoint of both is -1/2 and 1/2. And this is Rene Descartes' ceiling. This is a good example of using division of a line segment in real life situations. Rene Descartes is now finally happy because he knew the placement of both flies in his ceiling and concluded a midpoint for them.
Find the midpoint of Jumbo General Sindalan and ICTHS, where Jumbo General Sindalan has a coordinate of 5, 6, and ICTHS has a coordinate of -2, -7. Midpoint formula is x sub 1 plus x sub 2 over 2 and y sub 1 plus y sub 2 over 2. 5 plus -2 over 2, 6 plus -7 over 2. The answer would be 1 and 1/2 and -1/2. And when we're gonna plot, right here is Jumbo General Sindalan and here is ICTHS. A while ago, we solved for their midpoint, and their midpoint, which is 1 and 1/2 and -1/2, is right here. Last, we're gonna connect all the points. That's it for midpoint formula. Next, we're gonna solve for division of line segment.
Last problem, A, 2, 4, and C negative 6, 2 are two given points and the point B divides the line segment externally with a ratio of 2:3. Find the coordinates. So if you look closely to the problem, we are going to divide the line segment externally, which means we are going to extend the line segment on the Cartesian plane. And because we are going to look for the coordinates, we are going to graph for two Cartesian planes. First case, A will be our x sub 1 and y sub 1, those coordinates, and C, which is our former x sub 2 and y sub 2, will now be x sub b and y sub b because we are going to extend the line segment right there. And here is the solution. X sub b equals mx sub 2 plus nx sub 1 over m plus n. Since our x sub b now is negative 6, we are going to write it there. Negative 6 equals 2 times x sub 2 plus 3 times 2 over 2 plus 3, and then negative 6 times 5 equals 2x sub 2 plus 6 over 5. Then the denominator 5 will be distributed by both sides. So we will cancel it on the other side, while on the other side we will multiply it, or distribute. Because if what we are going to do on the other side, we need to do it on the other side too. So the answer will be negative 30 equals 2x sub 2 plus 6. So we are going to transpose 6 on the other side. So it will be negative 30 minus 6 equals 2x sub 2. Since negative 30 and negative 6 have the same signs, we are going to add those two. So the answer will be negative 36 over 2 equals 2x sub 2, and divide those two by 2, and the answer will be negative 18. So our x sub 2 now is negative 18. For y sub b, for our second, we are going to look for y sub 2. So here's the solution. Y sub b equals my sub 2 plus ny sub 1 over m plus n. Then our y sub b now is 2, and we are going to replace y sub b as 2. So 2 equals 2 times y sub 2 plus 3 times 4 over 2 plus 3. Then 5 times 2 equals 2y sub 2 plus 12. And the denominator 5, because we add m plus n, which is 2 plus 3, and then distribute 5 on the both sides. So cancel on this side, and the other distribute it. So the answer will be 10 equals 2y sub 2 plus 12. So transpose 12 on the other side. So 10 minus 12 equals 2y sub 2. So since the 2 doesn't have the same sign, we are going to subtract the 2. So the answer will be negative 2 equals 2y sub 2, and we are going to cancel those two to find y sub 2. So divide those two by 2. Negative 2 over 2 equals 2y sub 2 over 2, and the answer will be y sub 2 equals negative 1. So that is our y sub 2 now. Case sub 2, if you look on the Cartesian plane, negative 6 and 2, that will be our x sub 1 and y sub 1. And A will be x sub b and y sub b. So our formula for the solution is right here. X sub b equals mx sub 2 plus nx sub 1 over m plus n equals 2, because 2 will be our coordinate of x, because that is our x sub b, equals 2 times x sub 2 plus 3 times negative 6 over 2 plus 3 equals 5 times 2 equals 2x sub 2 plus negative 18 over 5. And because, why did I say a while ago 5 times 2? Because I distributed the denominator 5 on both sides, and on this side we are going to cancel those 2, and the other side distribute 5 on 2. So the answer will be 10 equals 2x sub 2 plus negative 18. So transpose negative 18 the other side, it will be positive. 10 plus 18 equals 2x sub 2. Then the answer will be 28 equals to x sub 2, and then we are going to still cancel it by 2 because we are going to look for x sub 2. So 28 over 2 equals 2x sub 2 over 2, and then the answer will be 14. So on the other hand, y sub p equals my sub 2 plus ny sub 1 over m plus n. So our y sub p will be 4. 4 equals 2 times y sub 2 plus 3 times 2 over 2 plus 3. So 4 times 5 equals 2y sub 2 plus negative 6 over 5. Then distribute and cancel. So 20 equals 2y sub 2 plus negative 6. Then transpose negative 6 on the other side. 20 plus 6 equals 2y sub 2. 26 over 2 equals 2y sub 2 over 2. Then the answer will be 13. That's all. Thank you for watching.